Hello, everybody. It's time for another rant. A couple weeks ago, a school district in Ohio had invited an author to come and speak at their school. The day before the author was supposed to speak, they did a few things that really pissed me off and confused the author. For one thing, they sent him an email saying, don't read this book to the kids. Don't discuss this book. And don't discuss this other book that you did either. And then they had the teachers take down all of the artwork that the students made in relation to these books. Because one parent questioned what the book was about. They didn't read the book, obviously, but they saw a rainbow on the cover and made an assumption. The main book in question is It's Okay to Be a Unicorn by Jason Tharp. Jason Tharp is a straight male. He said so in an interview. He is an author from Columbus, Ohio, or that general area. And he wrote this book, It's Okay to Be a Unicorn, that talks about it's okay to be different, it's okay to be unique, it's okay to embrace your difference, and basically be a unicorn in a field of horses, okay? Nothing wrong with that message. That's a very important message kids need to hear. Because kids are always getting bullied for being different. And if this can tell them, hey, it's okay to be different, then why is it a problem? Why is it a problem? Because one parent, as stated in an article that I read, and I've read several articles and I've watched some videos and there's plenty of stuff on YouTube about it. One parent saw the rainbow on the cover and assumed that it was LGBTQ whatever. It's not that. It can be applied to that. Because, there is nothing wrong with being on the spectrum. I mean, seriously, people are people. It doesn't matter. Orientation doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. People are people. We should treat people with respect. We should embrace the differences. And that's what this book is about. And we start with, we open to the end page saying, no unicorns, okay? Because Mayor, a horse in Hoofington, which is the town, thinks that unicorns are a bad thing. All they care about is magic. Their horns are too pointy and stabby. They're too sharp. They fart rainbows. Unicorns are bad because they're different. And through the story, we learn that unicorns are not bad. As a matter of fact, this particular unicorn has many, many friends in the horse community. But that's because they don't know he's a unicorn. They just think he's a really cool hat maker. And he's always wearing hats, so you don't see his horn. So they didn't realize that Cornelius was a unicorn until the very end, when he's chosen to be the final act at the Hoofapalooza show. And he reveals himself to be a unicorn, and everybody's kind of stunned, and then they're like all excited for him. They're happy for him. Yay, you're a unicorn, that's great. And they now celebrate Unicorn Day. So what we need to do is encourage children to accept themselves for who they are, to embrace their differences and their uniqueness, to embrace their unicorniness, and to not be bullies against each other, which is what this book is talking about. It's not gay agenda. It's not propaganda. And I think it's really short-sighted for the school board to suddenly, this book's not allowed because there's a rainbow on the cover. I've already made a video where I read the story, and it's a video that I geared toward kids. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description here, so if you want to see what the book is, what the story is, you can. I think we need to do for this book what was done for the graphic novel Mouse. Because, was it Tennessee, I think it was banning the graphic novel Mouse, which was about the Holocaust, because they deemed it too disturbing, and I guess they think the Holocaust didn't happen, which is rather naive. But they were banning it, and all the people who supported it were buying up copies. I already had a copy, so I didn't need to buy a new one. Were buying up copies. They were reading it. They were donating copies to libraries. They were making it accessible to the kids. We need to make sure kids can get a hold of this book. We need to support this author. The other book that he wasn't allowed to read from was It's Okay to Smell Good, I think that's the title. It's got a skunk on the cover. And it's essentially the same type of story, just with a skunk instead of a unicorn. I can't get a hold of it through my library because they don't have it. I was lucky to get this one, actually. But I think we need to support our authors, and we need to let children know that it's okay to be different. That, there's no reason to bully somebody because they're different. That, embrace your uniqueness. Be you. Be what makes you happy. And, as the end of the video that I made where I read the story, I talk about how, my son got bullied because as a little boy, instead of playing with Transformers and Hot Wheels, he liked My Little Pony. He's a brony. And, a lot of kids made fun of him and bullied him over that. And he's like, but it's what I like. It's okay if I like this. And he found friends who also liked that thing and embraced his uniqueness and accepted him for who he is. I mean, he's the same one that has now grown up to wear dresses. So, I don't know what that means, but whatever. But the fact is, he was okay with being different. And this book is telling kids it's okay if you're different. Another example I use is, all your friends like pizza, but you like tacos. That's okay. You can like something different, but you can still be friends. It's okay to like something that, the other people maybe don't like as much. Maybe, your favorite TV show is, what's a popular show now? I don't even know anymore. I don't watch much TV. I watch YouTube. Maybe your favorite show is, let's go with adults here, Breaking Bad. But your friend's favorite show is Walking Dead. That's okay. You can like different things and still be friends, right? Embrace what makes you you. Right now, my taste runs toward British game shows. Which I know is kind of weird, and that's okay. I'm allowed to be weird. Embrace your weirdness. Embrace what makes you you. And I think that, and I even said this in my story time video, I sometimes adults forget. I don't know if it just because it's easier if everybody's the same and, nobody's different, or if as you grow up you just forget that it's okay to be different. But for whatever reason, grown-ups are making it harder on kids. They're taking away things like this book that allows them to be kids and to be different and to accept who they are. Kids need to hear that it's okay. And when you take that away, it just hurts the kids. Censorship is kind of a bad thing. It definitely is a bad thing, but it's kind of I don't know, what am I trying to say here? There are times when things maybe should be censored a little bit, like maybe age restrictions. That form of censorship might be okay, because sometimes things are more appropriate for an older audience than for a younger audience. This is a picture book about unicorns and horses. There's no hidden agenda here. It's not propaganda. It's not, I don't know, it's not promoting any specific lifestyle. And, I mean, when the concern is that it's promoting the LGBT lifestyle, it's not. And if your child falls into any of those categories, that's already there. This book's not going to change them. But this book can let them know that it's okay. That their difference is okay. It's perfectly fine to be black, white, purple, green, gay, straight, polka dotted, or paisley. Doesn't matter. Any of those things. Doesn't matter. If it makes you different, it doesn't matter. As long as you accept it and embrace it yourself and are happy being whatever that particular difference is, doesn't matter. You need to be able to say, hey, it's okay to be different. It's okay to be a unicorn. And I think grown-ups need to understand that. And I think that this whole craze lately of banning books and taking books away from children needs to stop. This is a picture book about horses and unicorns and embracing your differences. Just because there's a picture of a rainbow on it does not mean that it's something else. It doesn't mean that it's anything other than what it is. The author was very confused by the sudden, oh, you can't read that to our kids. The kids were confused. Why are our pictures being taken down? Because they were drawing unicorns and rainbows and things. If it had a unicorn or a rainbow on it, it had to be taken down. Why? I understand that, the rainbow is a symbol of the LGBT community. But rainbows are also just rainbows. They don't have to mean that. And in this case, it's just a rainbow. It doesn't mean anything else. It just makes me sad that one person can say, hey, I think this is what it means, and I don't like it, and I don't think our kids should be exposed to it. And rather than investigate the situation, or even having that parent read the book, all they did was look at the cover. They didn't even read the book. Have the parent read the book and say, okay, now that you've read the book and you can see that it's okay to be different, it's okay to be unique, do you still think it should be taken away from the children? Because it doesn't have anything to do with what you think it means. And yeah, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. So I'll end my rant here because I'm just going to keep saying the same thing over and over. But I do think people need to, before they ban a book, they need to read the book. And I mean, the author has even said it's about, embracing your differences. It has nothing to do with what people are claiming it has to do with. That wasn't the intention at all. The intention was embrace your differences. It's okay to be different. It's okay if, people think you're weird. Because if you're happy with who you are, that's the important thing. And I don't know. I wish people would read the books before they get all wound up and ban them for reasons that may or may not even exist. But it's a very cute story. And Cornelius the Unicorn, was it Cornelius Sparkle something or other? Cornelius J. Sparklesteed is a really cool character. And he's cute. Look at him there, right smack in the middle of the cover. He's cute. And, he goes from being discouraged because of the anti-unicorn sentiment to being, friends with most of the horses. He changes people's minds, and they accept the fact that he's different and that it's okay if he's a unicorn. So, why can't we let children learn that same lesson? So I'm going to quit here. Quit while I'm ahead before I start going off on more tangents. Remember to do all the YouTube-y things. Comment, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell icon, blah, 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 blah. You know the drill. And I guess we'll see you in the next one. And if you're interested in what the story actually is, I do read it and under story time. I'm thinking about maybe doing some more picture books and things. Especially ones that are being banned and challenged. I think if I can get a hold of them, I'll try to read them and present them under the story time series so that at least kids can get it that way. Ultimately, I think it should be up to the child and the parent. If the child is interested in the book, it's up to the parent to take a look at it and make sure it's appropriate for their child at that point in time. And I don't think that one parent who sees a picture of a rainbow and automatically thinks the wrong thing should be able to take it away from all the other kids in the school. Because they specifically said it was one parent that questioned it. So, I'll leave you with that, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.